students, welcome. Gotta give y'all a SOTG recap. We just attended the district championship at Tyner, where the Sequatchie County Lady Indians prevailed over the Lady Rams. That was a good game. I actually came at the tail end of it, so I didn't get to see the full thing. But when I got there, Sequatchie County was in the fourth quarter, in control of the game, up 10. It didn't seem like that Tyner could ever recover from that. And also, make sure that you go on to the page on X, it's SOTG Sports, and also on YouTube at SOTG Sports, and then our IG is gonna be SOTG Sports 423. Go there and you can see the post-game interview that I had with Sequatchie County's head coach after their big district championship win over the Tyner Lady Rams. But we got to talk about the main event that we was there for all 4 quarters, and that is the Tyner Rams went back up against the CSAS Chargers out of Arts and Sciences, and they're coached by Coach Zach Dragu. And you know, if you're coached by a Zach Dragu team, he got his dad right next to him on the bench, so you know they're going to be well coached and a well-disciplined team. But it was all the Tyner Rams. It was all Tyner Rams. I got my handy-dandy notes here with me because, you know, I'm a student of the game. I got to give y'all the correct insight on what actually happened. And I'm going to just let you know, the Tyner Rams, it was all Tyner Rams. It was Darius Brewster played with his hair on fire for like the first 4 minutes. Well, it was basically the first half of the game. He played with his hair on fire. He ended up with the MVP of the tournament. Darius Brewster had 17 total points. He had 14 of them in the first half. And he was 4 for 6 from the free throw line. So he had an all-around great game, did most of his damage. Like I said, had 14 of his 17 points in the first half, did most of his damage in the first half to build that lead. And it was Cole Ward that was next, had 12 points, and he had 7 in the second half, so he did most of his damage in the second half to keep, you know, the Rams lead. They had a big lead. It was up at 37 at one point and at a running clock. So they just physically outmatched the Patriots. They played recently and won by 10. So I think that they kind of took that a little personal. They didn't want to come out sluggish again against the Patriots and then want to slip up and let Coach Dragu and steal a district championship, because we know that Brandon stole one last year from them and they had to get that sour taste out their mouth. But it was the press. The press was on fire. They were forcing a lot of turnovers. They started the game. I believe the game started on a 7-0 run, and Coach Dragu had to call a timeout to stop the fire. The crowd was into it. It was just, like I said, it was just Tyner from start to finish. They couldn't do anything bad. They had a few lapses though. The second half though, that was the third quarter, plagued them real bad. They were kind of sloppy in the third quarter, but when I say sloppy, it was more sloppy on the offensive end because their defense, from start to finish, their defense was just immaculate. A true defensive masterclass from EJ and his assistant coaches. Shouts out to them because they definitely had a good game plan and stuck to the game plan. And then we all know how hard that is. It's having a game plan and sticking to it, that actual game plan. But, man, and another thing is the ball movement on offense to begin the game for the Tyner Rams was so fluid. And it showed with the box score that everybody that attempted a shot scored. It was only one guy that didn't attempt a shot, and that's the only reason that he didn't score, because he actually didn't attempt a shot. And everybody else, they scored because everybody else attempted a shot. It was some monster slams, man. Starting with Darius Brewster, he had 2 slams on the night. One got taken away because they said he had some steps. But Cole Ward, we got to talk about Cole Ward, his second in-game slam. I know his granddad, Coach Ward's been giving him a hard time, saying that he needs to slam the ball. But, man, he came out, and his defensive pressure from start to finish was crazy, and it led to his offensive success and that big slam that he got, because it was actually off of a steal, and it was a 2-hand slam. It was beautiful, man. Cole you can see the progress from the beginning of the season with Cole Ward. It was just, he's on another level right now. He's playing good basketball at the right time too. So that's another thing. And also another monster slam, Zion. Oh my goodness, it seemed like his head was over the rim. Like Zion, when he jumps, he's one of the most athletic players on their team, and it was crazy. It was crazy. And like I said, it was just basically the Tyner Rams just out physical the Patriots from start to finish. It was just, they were pushing them around, posting them up, and you can just see they just out physical them. I'm not sure where that came from. I don't know if they thought that Tyner was going to lay down or be sluggish like they was a couple games that they had before, but that was a different Tyner team. They out physical them from start to finish. And I told you the leading game high was 17 points for the MVP of Darius Brewster. Cole Ward had 12 points. And I hadn't talked about the Mr. Basketball nominee yet. Rodney Boo Henderson. And I'm going to tell you, he had 8 points on the night, but he affected the game in so many ways, getting rebounds, getting steals, passing. He had most of all of Darius' assists. And like I said, the ball movement was so fluid in that first half. And the only thing that they was just stagnant in that third quarter. And that's all that you can really get from them. And also, another negative that I know EJ probably is going to talk to his team about, they were 10 for 18 from the free throw line. And I know he kind of want to see the ball going a little bit more at the free throw line, but with the amount of margin that they had, I'm pretty sure that they can live with it. But with it being tournament time, we want to try to make a high percentage of those free throws, especially if they got to the line 18 times. They want to hit a little bit more of those free throws. But I want to get to the CSAS Patriots, and Philip Moss led them. It was actually Philip Moss Jr., Caleb Kitchens, and Jace Bone also led the CSAS Patriots with all had 7 points apiece. And like I said, they just started the game real slow. Too many turnovers. It was a 7-0 run, and Coach Dragu had to call a timeout to settle his guys down because that press and the defensive pressure. And along with the crowd, it helped them being the the district championship at their house. So the crowd was on their side as well. So they knew it was going to be a tough thing. So Coach Dragu, after that 7-0 run, he kind of called a timeout. But the 7-0 run initially bleeded to an 11-0 run before they actually got some points on the board and got some things rolling on offense. But it was a tough uphill battle in those first 2 quarters from them because there was so many turnovers. They would get to the lane, and then they would try to pass it out, and then it'll be a tiny guy right there in the passing lanes. And then with the speed and the athleticism that Tyner have, it was like watching Duke in transition or a North Carolina team in transition. They rarely put the ball on the floor. They're passing the ball and then laying it up real quick. And but I can say the positive thing, after halftime, I told you Tyner had a sluggish third quarter, and that was possibly due to CSAS, defensively as well. They had their best quarter. They lost the quarter, but it was a 15-9 quarter, so that was one of their best quarters. But it was just too many turnovers for them to overcome on a hot Tyner team at home. But the all-tournament team from the CSAS is going to be Jonathan Keetler. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. It's Philip Moss Jr. as well, and Caleb Kitchens. And I also want to say Caleb Kitchens was attacking. He was the one bright spot on CSAS team is he was getting to the lane. Shots didn't fall as much, but he was actually putting up shots. Like I was saying, most of the guys, they'll get to the lane and try to kick it out, and it gets stolen, or the spacing wasn't there. But he was actually attacking and trying to actually score and put points up. So definitely shouts out to Mr. Caleb Kitchens, and he's also on the all-tournament team. And on the all-tournament team for the Tyner Rams is going to be Zion Pinkerton, Rodney Boo Henderson, Cole Ward, and then your MVP, Darius Brewster. So it's for the district championships, it's going to be your Sequatchie County Lady Indians and your Tyner Rams, as they got that sour taste out of their mouths from last year, and they claimed the district championship. Masterclass coaching from the Tyner coaching staff from E.J. Ward on down. Just a tough night for Zach Drago and the Patriots. But both teams still make the region. They, I believe that CSAS plays, oh man, if I'm not mistaken, who is CS? I'm sorry, I don't have it right off the top of my head, but I believe Tyner plays not Copper Basin, but Tellico Plains, I believe. Tyner plays Tellico Plains, I believe. Don't quote me, I'm sorry about that, but I'll get that information. But stay tuned to the YouTube page, SOTG Sports. X page, SOTG Sports. Instagram page, SOTG Sports 423. Tap in with us. That's your recap with Smoke. And then got Lito with me, but I had to give y'all a recap of the district championships at Tyner tonight. Be on the lookout on all those pages. Like, share, and subscribe on Instagram. Make sure that you follow on X and also on, like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and follow on X and Instagram. I'm out. Students of the game.